Well, we're up here on a ranch in Montana. We're picking up this homemade RV with a Perkins 6-cylinder diesel in it that we bought about 3 weeks ago. If you guys follow the channel, you'll know on our last video we'd mentioned the thing's been sitting for about 10 years. Well, we just talked to the owners and got a little updated info on that. This thing's been sitting for about 30 years, actually. About 10 years ago was the last time it was started, and it was just started and wasn't moved. So we're going to see if we can get this thing fired up, and we got about 230 miles to get back home.
Should be all right.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. It's not a bad idea.
No.
Welcome to Garrow Brothers Salvage. Where'd that thing come from? Well, first things first, we need to look at trying to get this thing running. See if the motor's locked up or not. That's going to be the big thing. Been sitting for so long, you know, moisture tends to creep in. Need to look at the brakes on it. Tires. We brought a couple spare tires. Front one's got air, back ones don't. And then clutch is going to be the other big thing.
Yep.
So I guess, should we dive right in?
We got a lot to do in a short amount of time. We better get going.
Absolutely. You guys come check it out. All right, well, right off the bat, let's just get inside and take a look on the inside and kind of check this out. Everything other than the chassis on this thing is homemade. From the outside, it looks like it's pretty well built. But let's take a look on the inside. It's first time cracking her open. Oh, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Yep, got the manual transmission. Seats are in good shape. Dang. Oh, yeah, GMC column on here. Feels like there's brakes there. Huh. Clutch feels like it's there too. Whether there's, you know, clutch disc on there or not, I guess we'll find out. But man, even that whole dash, they just threw some gauges in. Man, someone put a lot of time into this. Geez, that's crazy. A little rot going in the windows. Look like it's leaking a little bit, but big old windshield on it. Tinted too. This is like household kitchen countertops right there, but a little bit of staining on the ceiling, nothing too crazy or anything like that. It's got all your modern amenities too. Thermostat under here too.
Oh, nice.
Man. Yeah, they definitely went all the way. Looks like a bunch of closets back here. Oh yeah, look at that water heater. Man, that's crazy. Another closet over here, I assume.
Lovely.
Little cubby right there.
Nice.
Cubbies, but beds. Oh yeah, got 3 beds. Inverter right there set up. Toilet and sink.
Another closet over here. Plenty of storage space.
3rd closet. Jeez.
Another cabinet there.
Man, someone really put some time into this. That's
no
crazy.
doubt.
Well, I suppose. That's the inside. That's awesome. Sweet old gas stove there too.
No doubt.
But definitely gonna have to clean this thing up. Kind of excited about that. It's
No
pretty
doubt.
cool. But anyways, we need to get on to mechanics. That's what we need to do, because time is it? Get a little late start. It's 3:43. We better get the move on. I don't know. What should we do? Let's jump to the engine first, right off the bat, because that's gonna, you know, all the other stuff, that's kind of, you know, optional.
Right.
Engine's got to run though.
Exactly.
Starless, you ain't gonna want to have to tow this back. We will if we have to, but would rather not.
Most definitely.
So here we go. All right, well, check this out. We couldn't tell from the picture. We were wondering when we bought this thing, we hadn't seen it yet, how this hood opened, but check it out. You can see the seam right here. We couldn't quite see it in the picture, but this whole thing just kicks right open right here. Locks right in. That's pretty sweet. But there she is, the power unit. Big thing we just figured out is this thing is turboed. We didn't think it was turboed. We were doing a bunch of research on it and thinking it was the low horsepower, the 130 horsepower 345 or 354 we weren't sure. But yeah, if you take a look down in there, you can see she's turboed. Oh yeah, so that's awesome. Right off the bat, I'm gonna check that oil real quick. Take a look. Oh yeah, it's a little low. It's only about half down, but it smells like old diesel. But doesn't look that bad really at all. But we'll probably get some oil and change it for sure, because we've got a long ways to go and we don't want to be putting any hurt on it. Another thing we figured out is seeing the brake pedal in there. It said air brakes on it, but we weren't sure. We climbed underneath this thing. It's got air brakes on it. So I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna have a lot of time to figure out exactly what this chassis is and stuff. And the engine, I mean, we know it's Perkins 6-cylinder, but when we get it back to the shop, we'll definitely look into it more and figure it out. But we got to get this thing going because we got to get back. So first thing, I'm just going to grab on the fan actually and see if the motor's stuck or not, because that's the biggest thing. If it won't turn over by this, then we can get bar down there on the balancer. Oh man, rolled right over. Oh yeah, it sounds like it's got good compression. I can hear it too. Keep it turning a little more. Get a rotation out of it. Oh yeah, she's going right over. All right. Well, that's been around all the way once at least. Nice. That's good news, huh?
No doubt.
Man, that's some good progress already. A little dry in the radiator. It was low when they parked it, I guess. So, well, we found the battery cables down there. Let's just jump right down there and get a battery in there real quick.
Well, Brody's just going to get the batteries. We brought 2. Didn't know what we would need. And we got all kinds of stuff. Spare tire, auxiliary fuel tank, about half full of fuel, and air compressor.
If you look in here in the toolbox, we brought like half the shop, because you guys know how that goes. You don't bring enough stuff, you're going to need everything. But if you come well prepared, then you probably won't need 90% of it. So we just did that because, oh yeah, there's plan B, tow strap, and all kinds of fluids. That's probably a little excessive, but you know, like I said, down to the batteries.
Brody's down there getting the battery situation sorted out, and I just got to looking in the valve cover, under the valve cover here. Looks pretty good. No rust. That's awesome.
Oh, yep. Oh, he's getting the crappy jobs. Should have been a cameraman. Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't see it there.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, we got that battery hooked up.
Nice.
Got the multimeter right here. Grab that. We were just gonna, I guess, check and make sure we got voltage up here real quick. We should be coming right up to here. Get a ground spot here real quick. Let's see. Yep, we're getting voltage. If you guys can see that. There's a ground, better one. Look at that, 12.5 volts right up there. Sweet, well, I don't know. We still got a little ways to go. We might just see if this thing will turn over with the key, I guess, huh?
Probably should do that.
I don't want to crank it too long because we don't know the fuel situation and we don't want to be pumping a bunch of junk up in there. We brought that auxiliary tank, so we want to get that hooked up for sure, but I guess I'll just jump in here real quick. All right, ignition on. Here we go. Dang. Nice. Awesome. Well, that's good news right off the bat. That thing sounded smooth, guys. What do you think? That's awesome. That's a good deal. Well, we got crank now. I guess let's jump over to fuel and check that out. See what we got going with this pump and stuff, this injection pump. Yeah, we'll have to follow some lines. We'll do that real quick and we'll see if we can't, I don't know, snag that auxiliary tank there and throw it inside and just hook up to that and see if we can start pulling fuel. I don't know. We're going to have to run back to town. We got to figure out kind of everything we need because it's about half an hour back to town. So We gotta make sure, because we'll probably get filters too, so try and figure those out, get filters and stuff, but need to figure out what all we're gonna need. So we're gonna do that next and move on from there. Well, guys, a little update. We followed the fuel lines and figured out where the tank was. Well, the original tank's like right up here. You can see that filler neck right there. And the headlines are running clear to the back to another tank possibly, but we brought the auxiliary tank like we said, so we're definitely gonna try and run that. But we were able to cut the lines, bring it up inside through the firewall right up here, so we can put our tank inside. So we cleared out a bunch of stuff. We were looking around, and Ben was looking through that compartment and found a bunch of paperwork on this thing. There's a bunch of handwritten stuff over in there too.
This is all engine stuff, all stuff about your engine.
Well, we might not have to wait too long to figure out what engine that is. All right, guys. Well, as suspected, we found some receipts here, handwritten receipts. Look at this one. December 30th, 1983. But as we suspected, check that out. Confirmed 354 Perkins. But check this out right here. Rings, 140 bucks. Rod bearings, $40. Head gasket, set, 63 bucks. Rear main seal, $17.
This is a handwritten note of all your Felpro gasket numbers.
Oh, no way.
Everything.
Perkins 354. Yep. That's cool. Anyways, we just want to show you guys that real quick. But like I said, we're going to get that fuel tank in. We moved all this crap out of here. And we're going to get moved in and keep moving along on trying to get this thing fired up. Oh, man. Great.
There we are.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's going to be enough fuel, but she might just sip on her. You never know.
No doubt.
It might just sip on it a little bit and not need much. We'll get a screwdriver. Perfect. Get this thing hooked up. All right, so we're just getting there. You know, I've hit my head on those lights like 5 times now, so that's awesome. Try not to break it mainly, but anyways, Ben's getting her hooked up there real quick. I think we decided what we're going to do. We're probably going to try and fire this thing real quick. I don't know, see if we can get it pumping fuel mainly. Because we don't want to go to the store and just spend a bunch of money on filters and all that. And it's been sitting for a long time, but we might be able to fire it up on these filters, and it's got good oil. There's not really any coolant in there, but we'll add some. And I don't know, before we spend a ton of money on filters and whatnot, figure out if that lift pump's working down there is the other big thing. So we're going to do that first. We'll get set up. We'll see if we can get it to pull some fuel, and maybe it'll fire. I mean, it sounded so good cranking over. So let's do that. And then if that works, we're going to pull filters or got a canister filter for the oil element in there underneath and all that. We'll get all those filters pulled off and see if we can cross-reference them, because there are some older filters. So I don't know. We'll give it a shot and see. All right, here we go. We're going to give her a shot. Oh, it's firing. Dang. That thing's firing. Ooh, this throttle, a little sticky. We might have to lube that up. All right, here we go again. It's trying. Dang. I think it's a matter of maybe some air in the lines. Well, it's firing, so I think we're going to throw some coolant in real quick. But beyond that, we might crack these lines. And I just realized, I think that's got a little hand pump there on that lift pump like they do. So we might try and see if we can't, I don't know, pump that up. Oh, yeah, there it is. A diaphragm. It's probably a little crispy from sitting for a while.
No doubt.
All right, it's pumping a little. Got the air filter unhooked because we don't know what's in there, so it's just be up for a minute, but we're going to get one of those too if we can. Anyways, all right, we're going to crack the lines. We'll get them cracked here. See if we can't crank on it, get some fuel up here. All right, well, got the lines cracked. Ben's going to pump that just a little bit. All right, here we go.
We're getting a little bit of fuel. We're just getting little drips, but it's working its way through.
All right, well, we're just tightening these lines back up, I guess, because
Oh yes,
getting some fuel spraying out. Don't really like trying to fire it on those filters, you know, the old ones, but I don't know. I did test fire. I'm sure it's going to probably run, but I'd like to hear it run for a second. See if there's any catastrophic issues before we, like I said, buy filters. So there's another additional filter housing on the outside of the frame right there. And we just eliminated that. And since we know what's in that tank inside, we'll just run straight into the lift pump. Well, we got that all situated. I'm about to plug it in, but I'm lifting on that priming pump. I don't know if you guys can hear that. The lift pump's pumping. Just tighten up this one hose clamp, and then we're going to give her a go again. All right, well, we got a couple things figured out. We got the lift pump to start pumping. Ben went inside and pressurized the tank, did a little pressurization on that, and got fuel down there to the pump, and then it started pumping, getting it up to the filter, and then it's kind of puking a bunch of air out the side of the filter. But other issue we're having, notice that when we were cranking on it a couple times, there's not any oil pressure, so that's not a good thing.
right.
And pulled the oil fill cap off the valve cover, looked down in there in the valves, no oil up there at all. So, and we've been cranking on it a few times, so that's not good. We're gonna probably just pull filters right now and get to the parts store before it closes.
No
That's
doubt.
what we're gonna do. So we don't want to have any issues with that. We don't want to try and fire it, you know, and actually get it running until we know we're getting oil pressure. So
No doubt.
well, come back here real quick and take a look. We need to run to town right now and go get some 1/4-inch line because we're fighting the fuel issue, and it ended up being that the line that we were using had a bunch of holes in it. Pressurized it and found out we need to get some filters too. But good thing we finished looking around this thing. We never came to the back, but here's the control room for the unit. Check it out, and look at this. A bunch of brand new in the box filters ready to go. So we got oil filters now, or fuel filters, excuse me. No oil filter. I looked in there, there's no oil filters. So we're still gonna have to grab one of those, but a bunch of spare parts and everything. But anyways, just thought that was cool. We better show you guys that real quick. Anyways, at this point, still trying to get that thing to prime, the oil pump to prime up, but we did a bunch of research and found out that apparently that's pretty common after they sit for a long period of time, this being a long period of time on this one. Anyways, it's hard to get them primed up. So that's where we're at. We're going to run in town and get a couple things. It's going to get dark really soon. So we're going to be here in the dark. That'd be great. Well, we're stuck into town real quick. Got some updates. First of all, the bad news. I'm just kidding. There's only bad news. We're going to go get some parts in a minute. But Starla, she's I don't know, throwing us some rod noise there.
It probably doesn't have anything to do with the 300 and some odd thousand miles.
No. Or all the countless road trips we've taken her on already.
Who knows what abuse was prior to us owning it, I suppose.
No doubt. But anyways, we got that. And to make matters worse, the tranny's slipping. Or the pumps are a bit really slow. I don't know. We're just going to get some tranny slip stuff for her probably. But when we were taking off from the ranch out there, sat in gear there for about, 15 seconds before it finally went. Anyways, that's questionable. So yeah, oil pressure issues on the RV and engine tranny issues on Starla. So I don't know. We're gonna go eat food, I guess. Is the plan.
There we go.
Because what else do you do?
Right.
Anyways, yeah, stick around. You're gonna want to see how this turns out because we're questioning it right now ourselves. It's gonna be dark here pretty soon, so I don't know.
Might need some flashlights.
Probably. All right. Well, we'll catch you guys in the dark back at the RV. Let's go eat. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Well, we're just trying to find this pump here real quick. I think we'll need another refill on that, man.
Yes.
Whoa! Watch out for that. Disaster. Well, we got fuel filter on. Bad news on the oil filter. They didn't have one in town. So, surprise there. Not. So, unfortunately, oh yeah, nice. Didn't want to, but we, did the complete wrong thing and just brake cleaned the old one a little bit. Stuck it back in there because we don't have any other option. And we didn't know what we were going to need exactly before we came up here. So, yeah, we were left with no choice but to hope they had what we needed. Anyways, we're just, right now, we got the filter full. We got the, probably need another one, I guess, line off this, where the sending unit is, that copper line for the gauge. I guess on these, pump oil into there with a syringe, and that's the way to prime these. The pump is that it'll eventually prime the pump, from what we found, what we could find by looking around real quick. So we're doing that, and we're gonna really, really hope she takes off. But got some new line, fuel line, on the tank to the lift pump, and it's 100% priming right up now, no error. So now we can do bleeding correctly, the injectors, and should fire off. I mean, we heard it firing there a little bit earlier. Yeah. That's taking oil really good too. So I don't know. I'm just going to keep pumping a few more into there. We can throw that line on. But anyways, that's where we're at the moment. We're at the point now we're going to try her again, finally. It's been a little while. Anyways, but before we go any further, we just real quick wanted to say a huge thank you to Ricky and Stephanie, the owners of the ranch and previous owners of the Homemade RV special. But they've been insanely helpful. Just got us they actually got us a fuel filter, and Ricky got us that syringe. And notice when we were gone in town, brought us over a big battery and set it right next to there so we could hook our jumpers up, have a little extra juice. So we really appreciate that. They've been really hospitable. So that's been awesome. But now, moment of truth, I guess, we're gonna, I don't know, try and crank on this thing and see if it'll build some pressure. And it might take off. We got the injector lines cracked again. We're gonna try and bleed that. So here we go. Alrighty. Hold up. I'll try and pump this pump again. I'm just cracking that line real quick. All right, give her a try. Crack this line on the backside real quick and see for a minute what's going on. Ton of air. Just bleeding a bunch of air. All right, try and crank it just a little. Try it again and get ready to shut it off, I guess, if it fires for a second. That was a ton of airlock. Well, getting her narrowed down there, getting her down to all the air out. Okay, I'm going to crack all these lines up here on the injectors, or on the pump, I mean. Oh, we're getting fuel pumping out of the pump. That's good. Yeah, it's coming through the pump now. Well, guys, new development. Still fighting the engine. Still trying to get air bled. But Ben just ran in the little shed here next door to get the air compressor working, and as you can already see, guess what? The outlet for this was plugged in, or right in there, and he plugged it in. Check that out. All the lights work. You know what? This is a really good thing because we might be staying in this thing tonight.
First voyage in the RV.
Yeah, I don't know. That's awesome though. Everything is working. Nice. Dang. Well, that's a score. Oh, nice.
There you go.
Oh man. Well, that's pretty sweet. Oh, I guess we're gonna keep moving. We're trying to get this thing going. It's getting late. It's getting a little later. Not terribly late. It's 7 o'clock though. And yeah, just working on getting this thing bled. Trying to get the air out, I guess. Anyways, we're gonna keep going on that. We just had to stop and give you that little update. All right, guys, things just took a turn for the better. Show you real quick. The issue we were having was this line right here coming out of the filter. That thing was all plugged, so we pulled it off. Got the lift pump primer going. Got a bunch of junk pumped out of there, and then we cracked all the lines up to the injection pump. Got it bled up to here, then did the injectors there. Got them bled and everything. And it was looking good, so we ran them up real quick, and now check it out. Hit her, Ben. Oh, yeah. How's the oil pressure?
Climbing over 40.
Nice. No way. She's cruising. Oil pressure picked right up. Looks like we got movement in the radiator reservoir. Oh man, it sounds good too. That took a little while. What do you think?
There it is.
Oh yeah, that feels like it's been a long time coming. Probably take this off for a minute. Yeah, I don't know, that's insane. Running after sitting that long. It's been like, what, 10 years since they last started it.
Yep, that's what he said.
It took a little doing. And that's unfortunate about having to use that same filter, but I don't know, we're gonna go in here and take a look. Check it out. Come right up on the oil, 50 PSI, cruising. Nice. Anyways, yeah, good oil pressure. Well, here's going to be the next big thing. Is air in the tires.
The one was taking air. I was working
taking
on.
air. Nice.
We're built to 50 PSI of air right there.
Oh man, no way. Didn't even have to do anything for that yet. I'd hear a little bit of an air leak maybe. I don't know. I'll go check some things out. Not showing that we're charging on anything, but we're going to go and take a look at that with the multimeter, I guess, huh?
I think so.
Other than that, dang, that thing sounds good. Other than that, coolant. It's circulating there a little. I don't see it just pouring out anywhere.
No.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to check a few things out, go through a few things. We'll get back with you here real quick. All right, guys. Well, a couple updates. We let that thing run for probably about 45 minutes. Sat there and idled, and everything's running good. Held oil pressure even after it got warmed up real good. It only dropped to about 40 PSI. Probably drop a little more once it's running, but Ben's working on headlights. Unfortunately, alternator's not charging, so that's an issue. Probably not going to have the parts to fix that. And yeah. But anyways, Ben's looking at the lights right now, hooking those up. We have a few batteries. I guess we're just going to have to try and swap it, see how far we get. I guess, huh, Ben?
Yep.
Other side, aired up, one tire, so that's good. The inside did not air up on the other side, but we got one tire on the on the other side that's good. So this side's also gonna have one tire that's good. Inside's bad. Yeah, I don't know. We got a couple spares, but I'm only gonna put one on because I need the other one available in case we have to throw it on either one of these and just keep it on the outside for easy access. But we wrestled a big old block under here. Barely got this thing high enough with the floor jack. As you can see, just digging it out to finish the fitment so we can squeeze it up under there. What a pain, but it's about 9 o'clock right now. Hopefully, with any luck, the next couple hours we'll be headed out. All right, got the tire on. Check out Ben's wiring. Oh yeah, we had one taillight over here, so we just wired it right over to the other one because that one wasn't working, and stole some lenses off the other ones because the taillights didn't have lenses. I don't know. That's professional.
Yeah, it'll work.
It's proved 100%. Well, we got that tire on. That worked out. We had to dig out. Couldn't get quite high enough, but like we were digging out there. Worked out, and she's on there, so we're running with flats on the inside. And, you know, aired up tires on the outside. I don't know. We also wired up the headlights. Ben did. Check this out. No headlights either, so have to do that, but Ben just ran 12 volts there. And you snap them together, and then there's your headlights.
Minty fresh.
Minty fresh. Look at that front end, guys. I mean, the thing's got style.
It's like a cross between a Hummer and an RV.
No doubt. That's a good description right there. But it's long. This thing's huge. I don't know how many feet it is. The thing might be, I don't know, we'll have to measure it, but I bet it's like 40 foot.
I think so.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. With the batteries, I'm only going to be able to go so far, but we're just going to run it and see. I mean, fortunately, that Perkins, I mean, it don't need no power to run.
No doubt.
So the air brakes, they aired up.
Yeah.
And that worked out. So there's a leak in the tank. It's got a pinhole in it. But it's not leaking that bad. It's holding at like 50 PSI.
Right.
So we're just going to have to run it. We can't fix everything. I don't know. The brakes, I think they're going to work. What we're going to do right now is clean everything up, and then we're going to see if we got a transmission. See if that clutch is working. I mean, I think we're going to be all right, but we got to see if this thing will go and if it'll pull itself out of this hole right here.
No doubt.
And then we're going to hit the road. We got to put some miles down. What time is it now? 9:30? It's getting late.
So.
So anyways, we'll get cleaned up, and then we'll get set up and see if this thing will pull up out of here.
Heck yeah.
Here we go. All right. First drive. Huh. Fired right up. Well, see if we got a clutch. See if she's gonna pull out of the hole. Ease out. There she goes. Oh boy. Well, here we go. Not the first time it ran in 30 years, but that's the first time it moved in 30 years. Got tail lights on now. Starless. Doing questionable. So, great. Anyways, yeah, one thing I didn't mention was thermostat opened when we were idling it earlier and all that. Everything started working. Air brakes are working. I guess. Let's get going. It's late. What is it? It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I just looked. It was 10 o'clock.
It is.
Who knows what's going to happen along the way?
No doubt.
Let's find out. All right. Little update. Swapping batteries already. 25 miles only in. Definitely not getting any generator action. That tire's low, so that's good. Looks all right. I don't know, she's smoking though. Come check this out. Smoking pretty good. And that's just at an idle. But it's running really, really good. Temperature staying good, oil pressure staying good. So, like I said, we just only made 25 miles. So, we're going to try and get 49 miles now. We're probably going to stop on the way, swap the battery out again for headlights. Probably just going to swap it into that truck while it's running. So, it'll charge them up every time. Really put Starlet to the test. But anyways, that's our game plan. We're gonna try and make it 50 miles and then bigger town there, stop at the truck stop. I don't know, we might end up having to stay the night and wait till morning and travel during the light. So I guess let's lay down some more miles.
Let's do it.
Well, we made it 70 miles. Just went and grabbed some water. I think we're gonna sleep here because it's 1:36. We got to the shop at 2 yesterday morning. So that's 23 and a half hour shift. It's probably time for some nap. Oh, yeah, I guess that's what I get for taking the good spot. All right, I'm up.
This morning.
Oh, morning, guys. Got a few hours of sleeping at the truck stop. Yeah, it was just got to be last night. I think we in 75 miles. It's like 75 miles I think we went to get here. We swapped batteries 3 times for headlights and taillights since that alternator's not charging and that generator's not charging. But anyways, yeah, daylight now, so no worries there, I guess, huh? Well, we need to get this started. We can do a cold start and check it out. Still full on coolant, so that's good. It was smoking really bad last night, actually. A little bit you guys seen at the first stop there before we left town. But yeah, it was smoking pretty bad on the interstate. Some older diesel we had in that tank, but we filled up last night, got her totally full. But oil's right on max, totally full. Didn't burn any oil, so that's good. Looks good, coolant looks good. I don't know. Let's do a cold start on this thing. I think the battery's up. The last battery we swapped was like 5 miles before we got here, so yeah, should still be good. But I'll jump inside and we'll see if we can fire this thing up.
All right.
See what happens here. Oh, she's going a little rough, but I think that's pretty normal for these engines. No glow plugs, no intake heater. And she's going to be smoking, I can tell you that right now.
Just a little bit of smoke. Nothing major.
Just a little smoky, huh? Well, we don't want to smoke everyone out. I mean, you guys see it. It's bad. Check that out. So let's get, I don't want to be getting on it too much. It's cold, obviously, but we're just going to creep over somewhere else where we're not smoking everyone out so bad. Well, on Starla, she's doing pretty good. She didn't totally crap out, but it was acting really questionable when we were getting parts last night. We just threw some more juices in her, some revitalizing juices, and it'll make her, I think. I think it'll make her back.
No doubt.
Yeah. Anyways, let's take a walk around this thing real quick. Right off the bat, that tire didn't have much air in it. So we got some air right here. These tires are extremely questionable. I mean, the ones on it were bad, but look at these. These are the ones we brought. They're just as bad. At least they're tube tires, though. I mean, that's the only thing they got going for them, because that's not good. But this thing's 40, 45 tops is what it's running. Other thing, the return line, it was run all the way back somewhere to another tank, and that was leaking when we got here. It was a bunch of diesel all along the underside just leaking out and stuff. So it had really poor fuel mileage on that. Figured that out. This morning we actually cut that line and ran it up, cut the crack parts out and ran it up inside into the tank there. So it should be returning good on that, but I don't know. Other than that, what do you guys think? That's a beast of a machine. Walked it off, did the old foot measurement last night. It's 35 foot. So, no power steering, low tires. All the smoke, I don't know what that's all about. If it's maybe valve seals or something. Not sure. It was clearing up last night though. That could be injectors too, but it's running really good. Not entirely sure. Really weird smell. What do you guys think? Put that down in the comments. What are your ideas on that? Anyways, didn't burn any oil though, so I mean that would kind of rule out valve seals, I guess. We did only go 75 miles.
That is true.
Well, we're gonna do a little maintenance. So I guess here we go. Well, using the truck pumps is too tight with no power steering to get it anywhere else. Look at that, Mark. You can see right where that thing's been sitting. Check this out, though. Ben noticed this license plate on here. Look at that. 1976. Last time it must have been licensed. More confirmation on the 30 years. Check that out. 1993 is when it was signed. Notarized last. Huh. Crazy. And over here in the little cubby, got the Reader's Digest. January 94. Got the fuel window option. Yeah, works out great. Heck yeah. Check out that steering wheel. That thing's sweet. It's awesome. Here we are. Well, we just did the calculations right after we filled that up. Took a little over 7 gallons. That was about 47 miles, I think we went. It's that little stretch, going about 45 miles an hour, sometimes 50. Yeah, Yeah, getting about 7.5 miles to the gallon, which for the size of this thing, I mean, that wouldn't be good in a mileage in a pickup, you know, but this thing's big. We'll have to weigh it at some point, see how much it weighs. Let's move its mass down the road. Not terrible, actually, for mileage. We'll take it. I guess we don't have a choice. Well, making her. It's the technically the fourth stop, I guess, of the trip. Starla's holding up. She's gonna make her back. That was also concerning there for a while. This thing is running excellent. You guys check it out. It's clearing up a lot. Still smoking a little, you know, when we slow down and all that, but getting better. I don't know. It's hard to tell what it smells like. It smells like raw fuel, maybe carbon burning, carbon buildup or something. I don't know. It's hard. Weird smell. Anyways, she's just smooth. Came right back around. Anyways, going way better than could be expected. That's for sure. Just put fuel in, getting 8.5 miles to the gallon now. So that's improving. The thing's holding up. Air's leaking under there still. Still holding pressure though. Tires are somehow holding up. Running the flats on the inside. This thing's massive. It's crazy. But anyways, we got 90 miles to go. We just did a 90-mile stretch. This is the last 90-mile stretch. And we'll be home after that. So, let's get her done. What a beast. That was extremely questionable. Better let her cool down for a few. Well, she made her. That was a long journey.
It was.
Man, that ended up turning a 4.5-hour drive, and I think it was almost 7 hours in total.
I think so.
Jeez, I'm wiped out.
No doubt.
That was a lot of effort, but that's insane. Thing sitting, hasn't been started in 10 years, hasn't been driven down the road in 30 years. Just almost unbelievable. But they used to build stuff last.
No doubt.
Well, in between stops and when we stayed the night, we did a little bit of research and finally come to the conclusion pretty quickly after looking at this thing that this must be like a 66, which is what it says on the title, 66 GMC school bus chassis. We looked them up and they're identical. That's the same bumper off the school buses that they use too.
Yep.
So we're pretty darn sure that's what they used to build this thing.
I think you're right.
There's a lot to take in on this thing, and we want to try and find some history on it too, and possibly bring it back. But you guys let us know if you're interested in seeing it again. We didn't go over it in a lot of detail, you know. If you guys are interested, we'll bring it back on the channel and go through it. But one thing's for sure, we're hanging on to this thing. I don't think we're ever going to get rid of this.
We're going to preserve it. It's a one-of-a-kind piece. Nobody has this, so
Yeah, most definitely one of a kind.
have to keep it all original. Make necessary repairs, but that's it. There it is.
Absolutely. Well, we greatly appreciate you guys watching and all the new subscribers and the current subscribers. And guys, subscribe if you like what you saw and you want to see more adventures like this.
If you like these kind of videos, let us know. Hit the thumbs up button so we know you want to see more in the future.
Absolutely. Well, I think I'm definitely ready for a shower, nap, ice cold beverage, but not in that order.
Right.
Let's get a drink first.
I like it.